Hello, good day viewers. Remember I told you every form of quadratic function can be factorized, though some of you have argued already. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how. You know, when we are in secondary school, our teachers used to tell us not every form of quadratic equation can be factorized for some reasons, right? But I believe every form of quadratic equation can be solved, either to obtain real solutions or complex solutions. For example, after solving a particular quadratic equation, we realize the roots as a and b. If this is true, we know we can convert them back to factors. X minus a equal to 0, x minus b equal to 0. So these are the two factors. Once you multiply them together, you shall obtain that quadratic equation that has these two roots. But what are factors? If you have 3 times 2, this is 6. Both 3 and 2 are factors of 6. In another word, if 3 is a factor of 6, it can go into 6 exactly without remainder, right? So let us apply this idea to factorize every form of quadratic equation or function. Though I have sorted 4 questions from the ones you have submitted, we have x squared plus 4x plus 1. We have x squared plus 3x plus 6. We have 3x squared plus 4x minus 9. And lastly, we have x squared plus 1. Let's start with this one. This is the function. You don't have to set it to be equal to 0 because we are not interested in the roots. Rather, how can we factorize it? How can we come up with two factors that can be multiplied together to obtain this function? So I have driven a particular formula, which is very important. I've never seen that from any person. It's just part of reasoning. Okay, this is the formula. We have x minus b divided by 2a. You know where this one comes from. This is the line of symmetry. Then plus d, which is the distance apart. If you multiply this with another factor, x minus b divided by 2a, then minus d, you shall obtain this quadratic function back. But we have to obtain the value of minus b divided by 2a minus d, and also this one. So all we need to find is this and this. Minus b divided by 2a, we have no problem with that because we can see the leading coefficient here is a, right? So we have a to be equal to 1, b equal to 4, and c equal to 1 according to this function. All right, let's start simplifying this first. Minus b divided by 2a. b is this, 4, right? So we have minus 4 because of this minus. Divide by 2 multiplied by a, and a is 1. So this is the same thing as negative 4 divided by 2, which is what? Negative 2. Therefore, we can substitute minus b divided by 2a as what? Minus 2. So this becomes x minus 2 plus d, because we have seen that this is minus 2. Then the other one becomes x minus 2 minus d. But how can we obtain d? If you take this, you multiply by this, it will be equivalent to c divided by a. You know, product of roots. Once you have your two roots, if you multiply them together, you have to get c over a. And when you add them together, you have minus b over a, right? So let's multiply them to obtain d. Minus 2 plus d. If you multiply that with minus 2 minus d, this will give us c divided by a. c, a. 1 divided by 1 is 1. And if you observe, these are just difference of two squares. Take this, you square that, minus 2 squared. Then you subtract, you take d, you square that, and this is equal to 1. This is 4. We have 4 minus d squared equal to 1. Make d squared the subject. D squared is equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3. Or should I write it 4 minus 3? 4 minus 1, sorry. And the 4 minus 1 is 3. Therefore, d squared is equal to 3. And what is d? By taking square root of both sides, you have d equal to square root of 3. Forget about plus or minus, because d is positive here we have negative d here. Just substitute the d's and we're good to go. You can always reverse the video to find out where you're missing. So this is x minus 2 plus d, which is root 3, multiplied by x minus 2 minus root 3. And we are good to go. These are just the factors, but if you so wish, you can distribute this negative sign. Let's do that. So this becomes x minus is plus, right? Plus 2 minus plus is minus root 3. One factor. And the other one, x minus plus minus is plus. Once you multiply these two factors, you have to get this quadratic function back. Very simple. Let us take the second one. All right, here is the second problem. X squared plus 3x plus 6. Let us find minus b divided by 2a. Minus b divided by 2a. This is equal to minus b is what? Minus 3, because b is 3. Then 2 times a, that is 2 times 1, which is equal to 2, right? So this is what? Minus 3 divided by 2. So this is x minus 3 divided by 2 plus d, then multiplied by x minus 3 divided by 2 minus d. Next, we need to find the d by multiplying these two terms and set them to be equal to c divided by a. So we have negative 3 divided by 2 plus d. If multiplied by negative 3 divided by 2 minus d, this will give us c divided by a. C divided by a. 6 divided by 1 is still 6. These are always difference of two squares. Square this minus you square this. This is going to give us 9 over 4, right? 9 over 4 minus d squared, and this is equal to 6. Make d squared the subject. D squared is equal to 9 over 4 minus 6. This can be rationalized. 6 divided by 1. To make a common denominator, you can multiply the top and the bottom by 4, right? So multiply this by 4, multiply this by 4. So you can see 1 times 4 is 4. So we have equal denominators. 6 times 4 is 24. And 9 minus 24, I think, is negative 15. So d squared is equal to negative 15 divided by 4, right? Take the square root of both sides. You have d to be equal to the square root of negative 15 divided by 4. Square root of negative 15 is square root of 15i. So this is square root of 15i. Square root of 4 is 2. So d is root 15i divided by 2. All we have to do is to bring it back here. So this is x minus 3 divided by 2 plus d root 15i divided by 2. Then the other one, x minus 3 divided by 2, the minus root of 15i divided by 2. These are the factors. As always, if you like, you can distribute the negative sign. Though this can also be simplified because we have common denominators. So if you like, you can further break it down as what? X minus, the whole of this is negative 3 plus root 15i divided by 2, right? Then the other factor is x minus negative 3 negative root 15i divided by 2. These are the factors. Once you take these two factors, you multiply them together, you have to get this quadratic function. Let me take the second to the last question. And here is our second to the last question. As always, we are going to start with minus b divided by 2a. Minus b divided by 2a. This is equal to B is 4, so we have minus 4. 2 times A is 3. So 2 can go into 4 2 times. So this is minus 2 divided by 3. So let me bring it back here. X minus 2 divided by 3 plus D multiplied by X minus 2 divided by 3, then minus D. We take this, we multiply them together and set them to be equal to negative 9 divided by 3, right? Because C divided by A is what we are going to obtain after multiplying these two together. So we have minus 2 divided by 3 minus D or plus D. Then we multiply by minus 2 divided by 3, then minus D. This will give us negative 9 divided by 3. That is C divided by A. These are difference of two squares. Remember, if you take this, you square that, you're going to obtain 4 over 9 minus D squared. And this is equal to negative 3, right? Make D the subject. We have D squared to be equal to 4 over 9 plus 3, right? Plus 3. If this crosses over, it becomes positive. If you take this to the other side, it becomes positive. So I can write this one as over 1. Then we multiply the top and the bottom by 9, just to make a common denominator. To the top, we have 3 times 9 is 27. And 27 plus 4 is 31, right? So this is D squared equal to 31 divided by 9. Take the square root of both sides. D will be equal to the square root of 31 divided by 9. Square root of 31 is still square root of 31. Square root of 9 is 3. So D is square root of 31 divided by 3. Just bring it back here. Therefore, this becomes X minus 2. I can even write it directly because they have common denominator. Look at it. 3. So I can write plus square root of 31. Then you divide by common denominator 3. You do the same thing here. X minus, in bracket, minus 2 minus square root of 31 divided by 3. These are the factors, unless if you so wish, you can distribute this negative sign inside. So this becomes positive, this becomes negative. Positive, positive if you expand. But if you like, you can leave them like this. These are said to be the factors of this quadratic function. Just try to multiply them together. You have to get this back. Let us take the last one. And the last one, I don't even have to use this formula. Let me show you how. The last one is x squared plus 1. Someone said, how can we factorize this? I know this is the same thing as x squared minus 1, right? Because minus is plus. And according to complex number, negative 1 can be written in the complex world as I squared. So this is what? X squared minus then I squared. Now we have difference of two squares. If you have difference of two squares, you can take the first term without power, x, subtract I without power. Then you multiply x without power, then you add I without power. Can you see? As simple as that. X minus I multiplied by x plus I is said to be the factorized form of this quadratic function. And this is all I have for you. Remember, I told you I come up with this. So try to make it go viral. Thank you. May God bless you.